What's going on, everybody? Cleepus Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 10 more tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G. Now before we go any further, I do want to remind you to hit that subscribe button, and if you want to learn more about this phone, I will be linking to my full review and other tips and tricks videos for it in the description, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite accessories. But with that being said, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to show you is how to turn off your Google feed. Now in case you don't know what it is, the Google feed is basically this right here. Now, while some people might find this feature useful, I personally feel like it's kind of annoying, so if you're like me and you never use this, I'm going to show you how to disable it. So what you're going to want to do is press and hold your finger on any blank spot on your home screen like this. From here, go to Settings. And from this menu, as you can see right here, where it says Add Media Page to Home Screen, by default this is going to be on, so to disable it, of course, all you got to do is toggle it off. And now if you go back to the home screen, it's no longer going to show up. So definitely nice that we actually do get the option to disable it. Now I'm going to show you some settings for screenshots. Now first of all, in case you don't know, to take a screenshot with this phone, what you're going to want to do is press the power key and the volume down key at the same time. Keep in mind you don't have to hold them, just press the buttons quickly like this. And there we go. The screenshot bar is going to show up right here, and that's pretty much it. But that being said, while there aren't a whole lot of options, there are some screenshot settings we can change. So to get to these, what we're going to do is go to Settings. From here, go to Advanced Features. And from this menu, go to Screenshots. So the first thing we can do is turn off the toolbar. So if you toggle this off, now if we take a screenshot, that little toolbar is no longer going to show up. The other thing you can do is delete after sharing from toolbar. So obviously this is only relevant if you have the toolbar on, but when you turn this on, if you take a screenshot, and then hit this share button right here, once you do share it, the screenshot automatically deletes. Another thing you can do is hide the status and navigation bars. So if you do this, it's going to make things look a lot cleaner. So if we go like this, as you can see with this screenshot, the status bar and the navigation bar are not here, making it look a lot cleaner. And then finally, you can change the format from a JPG to a PNG. So again, not a whole lot of options when it comes to screenshots, and it is really disappointing that this phone doesn't have a screen recorder because that's such a basic feature. I mean, I guess you can download a third-party app or something like that, but still, I feel like every phone in 2022 should have a screen recorder. I mean, it's such a basic feature, it's literally just a moving screenshot, but I guess that's a complaint for another video. But in general, again, even though we don't have a whole lot of options to customize the screenshots, at least the menu is relatively simple. Now I'm going to show you how to customize your NFC settings. Now in case you don't know what it is, NFC is the main technology behind contactless mobile payment services, so if you like to use tap and pay, you'll be happy to know that since the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G does have NFC, you will be able to use that feature. And not to bring up the lack of a screen recorder again, but seeing a 5G phone that has NFC but not a screen recorder, am I the only one who thinks that's a little weird? But anyway, to get to the NFC settings, what you're going to do is go to Settings. From here, go to Connections. From this menu, go to NFC and contactless payments. And as you can see, NFC is on by default. One thing I am glad about is that with this phone, although it does have NFC and it's pretty much on all the time, we're still not getting a constant notification about it in the status bar, because for whatever reason, some of the other lower end phones that have NFC do that. But again, luckily this phone doesn't. But essentially, this is the NFC menu. From here, you can go to contactless payments. And as you can see, by default, it is going to use Google Pay. But if you have something else like Amex Pay, for example, you can do that instead. In addition to this, with this phone specifically, you can also open Samsung Pay by going to the home screen and swiping up like this. So definitely cool, but in general, despite the NFC settings being pretty easy to access, luckily once you get it set up for the first time, you're probably never going to have to touch it again. Now I'm going to show you how to make your status bar look a little bit more minimalistic. Now as you can see right now, I really don't even have any notifications, but when you do start to get notifications from apps and stuff like that, things do add up a little bit, and I know some people like to make it look as simple as possible, so I'm going to show you how to get rid of some of the clutter. So what we're going to do is go to Settings. From here, go to Notifications. From this menu, go to Advanced Settings. And up at the top, we got a couple options for the status bar. So from here, we can go to show notification icons. And as you can see, by default, it is going to show you the 3 most recent, which honestly isn't really bad. But you can also have it only show the number of notifications or disable them entirely. Or if you want to do the complete opposite, you can have it show all the notifications. But keep in mind, if you have a bunch of apps, this could get messy pretty fast. In addition to this, you can also show and hide the battery percentage from here. Now keep in mind, like I was saying in my other tips and tricks video, if you turn this off, you can still see the battery percentage by pulling down the shade. So even if you do like to see your battery percentage, if you want to keep your status bar looking a little bit more minimalistic, this is definitely a nice compromise. The next thing I'm going to show you is a feature called one-handed mode. This is basically going to shrink down your display and make it a little bit easier to use the phone with one hand. Now keep in mind, this feature is not on by default, so to enable it, we're going to go to Settings. From here, go to Advanced Features. From this menu, go to one-handed mode. And again, as you can see, the feature is not on by default, so we're going to toggle it on. And now if you have button navigation, all you have to do to activate one-handed mode is simply tap like this. And now as you can see, we are in one-handed mode. You can resize it from here. You can also switch sides. You can also move it up and down. And when you're done with one-handed mode, tap anywhere on the outside and it's going to go right back to normal. Now the other option we have here is the gesture. So if you select gesture, instead of double tapping the home button, what you're going to do is swipe down like this. And now again, we are in one-handed mode. Now keep in mind, of course, when you're in gesture navigation, since you're not going to have a home button, you will have to use gesture to get into one-handed mode. So just to give you an idea of what this actually looks like, we are now in gesture navigation. So to get to one-handed mode, go like this. And as you can see, we are now in one-handed mode. It is pretty easy, but again, when you're doing it for the first time, it might take a couple tries. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use dark mode. So we have two ways to do this. Now this feature is real easy to use, and there are actually two different ways to activate it. The first way is simply by going to your settings. From here, go to display. And dark mode is right here, select dark. And the thing about doing it from the settings menu is you can actually customize it a little more. So if you go to dark mode settings, as you can see by default, it's not going to be scheduled. So basically you turn it on when you want and turn it off when you're done with it. But if you schedule it, you can have it turn on from sunset to sunrise or set a custom time. Now if you don't really care about scheduling it and you just want to conveniently turn it on and off, what you can do is pull down the shade twice, go here, and dark mode is going to be right here. So as you can see, now we are in dark mode once more, and to turn it off, tap the icon one more time. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to set the date and time for your phone. Now, this is probably something you're going to want to do when you first get it. I'm guessing for most people, if you get it through a carrier, for example, it's probably already going to be at the right date and time. But in case it's not, I'm going to show you where to go to change it. So what you're going to want to do is go to settings. From the main settings menu, go to general management. So right here. And as you can see, date and time is right here. Tap on this. So by default, automatic date and time is going to be on, and I do recommend leaving it like this, but if you want, you can turn it off and set a custom date and time. I'm not really sure why someone would want to, but in case you want to, that's how you do it. Now, one issue you might have when you first get this phone is that by default, automatic time zone will be on, but if for whatever reason it's not right, what you can do is turn this off, go to select time zone, and then you can choose whatever time zone you're actually in. And if you want, you can also use 24-hour format. Now I'm going to show you a feature called lift to wake. This is another one of those features that with a lot of phones it's on by default, but it's not on this phone. So while it's not really a super significant feature or anything, if you're coming from a device that has it on already and you're wondering why this phone doesn't have it, keep in mind the feature is here. It's just not going to be on by default, so you're going to have to turn it on yourself. So to do this, what we're going to do is go to settings. From here, go to advanced features. From this menu, go to motions and gestures. And as you can see, again, lift to wake is not going to be on by default, but if you like the feature, you can always turn it on. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change the layout of your home screen. So to do this, what you're going to do is press and hold your finger on a blank spot on the screen like this. From here, go to settings. And from this menu, as you can see, we got a few different options. So by default, the home screen grid is going to be 4x5, but if you go here, you can also use 4x6, 5x5, or 5x6. So definitely nice that we have some options here. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is how to customize the quick menu. Now to be perfectly honest, I'm not exactly sure if that's what it's officially called, but basically this menu is when you pull down the shade twice. As you can see, there are some cool features here, and this menu definitely makes them a lot more convenient to access. But if you want, you can customize them. So to do this, hit the button right here. And as you can see, here are all the features you can add. And if you want to get rid of something, press and hold it and drag it into this box. When you're done, you can hit done, or if you want to reset it, hit reset, and it's going to go right back to the default. But those were 10 more tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G. Again, if you want to learn more about this phone, I will be linking to several other videos about it in the description, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite accessories. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow Cleepus Tech on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next video.